Hello and welcome to this Pitco instructional video. This video will show how to remove and install a standard filter pump and motor assembly from a Pitco Solstice Supreme fryer. To begin, open the cabinet doors and remove the filter pan as well as the filter pan splash cover and set aside out of the way. The filter pan splash shield pulls straight out using the provided handle. Depending on the condition of the unit, this shield may be difficult to remove. Pull the fryer out from the wall to give you enough room to access the metal braided filter hose. Be careful not to damage any electric cords or gas lines when pulling the fryer out from the wall. Using 2 wrenches, loosen and remove the fitting which attaches the braided pump hose to the oil return valve. You can now reposition the fryer back against the wall, as the rest of the work can all be done from the front of the fryer. Unplug the 2 electrical connections. These are located in front of the motor and behind the drain manifold. Move these out of the way so they do not become pinched or damaged while removing the pump and motor assembly. Remove the pickup tube receiving block. There are 2 different styles of this block as shown here. Use an adjustable wrench on the style with the 2 flat sides and a 1 5/8 inch wrench or socket set with the hex style. Depending on the block style and or the available tools, you may find it easier to remove the block if you first move the left side filter pan rail out of the way. This rail can be moved by loosening 3 of the 4 bolts which hold it in place. Turn the white circuit breaker switch to the off position. The pump and motor are mounted to a tray which comes out in one piece. Remove the bracket for the support rods using a 5/16 inch driver. The rods can now be rotated so that you can pull them straight out towards the front of the fryer cabinet. At this point, use caution as the 2 support rods are all that are supporting the weight of the assembly. Pull 1 rod out and set it aside. Make sure to brace the assembly so that it does not fall to the floor before pulling the second support rod. Once the second support rod has been removed, you can carefully lower the assembly to the floor through the bottom of the fryer cabinet. Once the pump and motor assembly have been removed from the fryer, you can now replace needed components. The pump is secured to the motor by 2 bolts and a pump seal. The motor is attached to the tray by 3 bolts off the bottom of the tray. Pitco has used several types of pumps and motors over the years. Please contact Pitco Technical Service at 603-225-6684 with the serial number of your fryer for correct part number identification. If you are replacing the pump, keep all pipe fittings and elbows until the new pump is properly installed, as some of the fittings may need to be reused on the new assembly. Before replacing the motor, verify the new motor is the same as the existing motor in your equipment. Also verify correct voltage and amperage on the data plate of the new motor prior to installing. The inlet and outlet ports for the pump are listed on the pump data plate. Verify proper orientation of the pump when installed. For proper operation of the pump, and to keep oil from draining back into the filter pan after filtering, it is important to keep the suction pipe level when installing the new assembly. This fitting should be adjusted so that it is flush with the front of the support tray. This allows proper alignment with the pickup tube block. Use the holes to align the mounting screws to the support tray. Some Pitco fryers come equipped with a low wattage heat tape wrapped around the oil lines. Make sure the heat tape is properly wrapped around the piping and the pump as shown in these photos. The tape should be wrapped tightly and held in place securely with tape. Once the new components are installed onto the support tray, slide the assembly underneath the fryer. Before fully installing the assembly, you should test the operation of the motor and the function of the pump. Remove the 2 screws for the cover plate of the motor and carefully pull the wires out of the holding compartment. Using the cord for the motor and the power supply cord, connect the motor to power. Use your amp meter and check each leg of the motor for proper amp draw. While the motor is running, use your hand to check for proper suction at the suction line. You should feel suction at this fitting. If you feel air blowing out of this fitting, follow the instructions on the motor's data plate on how to reverse the motor and recheck. Once tests are complete and the new pump and motor are working correctly, reinstall the wiring cover plate. Make sure all cords and wires are out of the way so they do not get damaged or pinched. When reinstalling the pump and motor assembly, try and use the different ledges inside the fryer framework to help you support the assembly while trying to align it properly. Move the assembly around so that you can properly align both front and rear holes for those supporting rods. Once the assembly is properly aligned, you can now install the support rods. When installing the support rods, it is important to make sure they are fully inserted into and through the rear positioning holes. This will allow the rods to push flush against the frame of the fryer. Once the support rods are fully installed, reinstall the support rod bracket. When reinstalling the pickup tube mounting block, use proper amounts of thread sealant for this connection. Reconnect the 2 cord connections for the pump and motor assembly. Reconnect and tighten the return line fitting in the rear of the fryer. After all components have been installed, verify gas and electrical is turned on to the equipment, turn the fryer on, and allowed to heat to at least 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Once the fryer is up to temperature, turn the controller off, pull the blue drain valve handle to drain the hot oil into the filter pan. Once the filter pan is partially full, pull the red recirculating handle to activate the pump. Allow the pump to run like this for several minutes and check all fittings and hoses for leaks. If no leaks are found and the pump and motor are working correctly, close the blue drain valve handle and allow the fry pot to fill with oil. Once the filter pan is empty of oil, close the red recirculating handle and cabinet doors. This concludes this Pitco informational video. If you have any questions or comments, please call us at 603-225-6684 or visit our website at www.pitco.com. Thank you for watching.